Hello and welcome to coverage of the TCGplayer MaxPoint Championship. We're in Indianapolis. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe in the booth with Frank Lepore, and we are underway in the early stages
Red Green gets stung on.
of round 12 here. And this is an interesting one, Frank. I just noticed a 4 of in this deck list.
Well, this should
on
be round.
Caleb
This is actually
Durward.
round 13.
Oh, this is 13?
Yes.
And then we have
'cause
14, 15. You're
Yep,
correct.
there are
yes.
two after this.
So talk to us about Caleb Durward's list here.
We're looking at 4 Hornet Nest, which is actually ridiculous in the main deck. He actually is on track to getting
you did
the.
say nest, right?
Yes, 4 Hornet
Not
Nest.
queen, nest?
1 Hornet Queen.
Goodness
So that
sakes.
comes out of the nest, obviously. But I mean, 4 Hornet Nest. He might be on schedule for the. Is it a Hornet Nest? Be a Hornet Nest. Oh, it is an Elvish Mystic. That is
a lot
the
more
less
mana.
exciting.
You know, I think he wants to fire off the Hornet Nest at instant speed with his Chord of Calling. Like, that's got to be the best case,
the
right?
instant speed blocker.
Oh, man. And Josh McClain is on obs on mid-range, so there will be targets.
The only bad part is with Siege Rhino has Trample, so it's only going to deal 2 to the Hornet Nest. And then he gets 2 Bs.
Correct.
It still kills the Hornet, it still kills the Rhino, but you'd much rather have it block like an Arbor Colossus, take 6, make 6 Bs, kill it next turn, you know? That seems like a much more ideal situation, but still, the
That's
Hornet
actually
Nest,
not amazing.
I mean,
right? You only get 2 Bs out of it?
yeah, because it's an O2, so,
Ah. That's...
which seems like a bad,
I'm sad about this now.
oh, I wouldn't, there it is right there. Let's see how good it is.
All right. We'll let it speak for itself. We
Yeah.
have 2 defenders on the battlefield. One of them is
Because Caleb's
a Sylvan
10-2
Created.
with this list,
Actually,
so.
3 defenders now, but... Yeah,
And
he is.
The rest of the Caleb cards are pretty standard red-green cards. We have 3 Xenaghost the Reveler, 2 Chandra Pyromancer, and 2 Nissa Worldwaker as his planeswalkers. And then he has 2 Pelucranos, 2 Stormbreath, 4 Chord of Calling in Caleb's deck, 1 Crater's Claws, the Miser's Crater's Claws that we saw the other day from someone else, and 3 Citizen Tactics, which is an awesome card.
So
actually,
Citizen Tactics Hornet Nest?
listen to that's what I was just going to mention. The Citizen Tactics on your Hornet's Nest, you can fight a Rhino, then all 4 damage is going to the Hornet's Nest.
Wow, so he's just comboing off. Now, he did have his Chord of Calling stripped away from his hand by a Thoughtseize, unfortunately, there for Caleb, leaving him with just a mountain. That mountain that you see sitting there is actually in Caleb's hand. It's not on the battlefield.
Yeah, that Corsair is... you think that Corsair attacks? If you're Josh, do you attack your Corsair into the Hornet Nest and give him 2 tokens?
No.
How about...
I think I'm waiting for a Hero's Downfall.
He just drew a Citizen Tactics. This is what I'm imagining happening. Josh attacks with Corsair. Caleb blocks, gives it +1/+1 with Citizen Tactics, so it takes 3 from that Corsair. Then they fight, so it takes 3 more. And then it's just... he makes infinite Bs.
Oh,
but
no,
the Thoughtseize ruins it all.
But it doesn't ruin everything, right? Because
No,
he
he
can
can
still
he can do it at
tactics.
instant speed.
Yeah, and still fight and get a few Bs out of the equation here.
Plus, he could target his Elvish Mystics as well. I don't think that's going to
Is
do it.
Obs on Charm drawing cards here for McClain?
Well, he can't kill anything with that because it
No.
exiles a creature with power 3 or greater.
Right. And
There are
he
none.
has 2 total power over 4 creatures, this Caleb's. So no, an average of 0.25 is not going to get it.
6 toughness spread across. so
Half
that's
a
pretty
power
good.
per creature so far.
So they're 0.5s.
Yeah, the 0.5s. So that's not going to work.
I wish Hornet Nest was an O3. I think that would be real solid. O2 is a little bit fragile, but I mean, I don't know. The card's still very unique. It's a very awesome card. Hornet Nest.
It is.
Hasn't seen a ton
so
of
I
play.
think what Caleb Durward's doing here is deciding if he wants to do anything in response. But
Probably
with
has
the
to
mana
absent.
available, he probably doesn't need to. Like Murderous Cut or something? I'm not really
I
sure.
wonder what his mode is here.
Not sure either.
So, okay, so he's having 2. So he's giving all the guys +1/+1 and fight this turn.
The Charm's drawing cards, right. So what's happening is that's on the stack, and Caleb decided not to let Josh have those cards before firing off the tactics here. Yeah, that's what I said.
It only took 1 damage so far.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have
That guy doesn't have that.
So that's only 1.
Yeah, 1 from that guy, 1 from the Caryatid, and 2 from the Mystic, and that will kill off the Corsair.
And then that's fine too.
And leave Caleb Durward with the Hornet Nest still and 2 insect tokens. It does kill his elf, but
Funny thing,
he's
Josh
fine with
revealed the Sylvan Mystic to the Sylvan Caryatid to Caleb, but he didn't have to because the Courser was no longer in play.
I saw Josh kind of do a quick hand motion like,
yeah, he
"Whoop,
was like,
don't
"Well,
need to
did
do
not have
that."
to do that."
Yes.
All right.
You are welcome, sir.
So it just goes to show, like, even the most experienced players, like Josh
Yes.
is no stranger to center stage as far as premier events go, but it just goes to show that anyone can make little mistakes like that.
Oh man, another hornet nest.
And the best thing about, well, I was going to say the best thing about it is you can double block, but then he deals all the damage to one, so that's fine. But it still kind of negates this Courser attack. Like,
It really does.
I don't know if Josh has an efficient answer to swarms of bees.
I don't know if there is one. There's certainly not named
It feels
yet,
like this
right?
format is it's
Yeah,
not
you
friendly
can
to
play Drown
1/1
and
flyers.
Sorrow, Drown and Sorrow, or Anger of the Gods
Josh
to
is-
sweep them away, but
Josh
he
is dead
doesn't
in
have
6
those.
turns. Less turns if he actually wants to attack.
This is crazy.
If you're Josh, do you just utter end a bee token?
You know, I think I'd rather die. Like, I think if my choice is
I'd
lose
rather
the game
die.
of Magic or utter end a B token,
I'm
I'm in for the death.
What's my future hold anyway at that point?
Oh man. That is the good news though for Josh about these hornet nests.
Go ahead, make the Courser bigger. I dare you.
You're not drawing.
And he's figuring out if he has to reveal.
No, you just
all
have to
of
reveal
these.
the one you choose because it's a specific card.
Right, but he does have a Courser of Crew Fix out, so he's kind of figuring out.
Oh, he has
what
to reveal the top cards, correct? and
Yeah,
since
does
they're
he
all
have
the-
to show all of them as they come
Yes.
off? Is the
So these are
question.
still technically on my library.
No, you just look at the cards with the Johnny. You don't draw them.
I don't.
When you, okay.
Then they're still in the library while you're looking at them.
Okay.
Okay, that's what Rashad
Good to know.
says.
Good to know.
He was a judge at one point. I believe him. It is complicated though. You see Caleb double checking it himself.
Yeah, because Magic is a game of very specific wordings. Like
Right.
one single word can change the entire way a card interacts.
Totally.
Like reveal versus look at, target versus no target.
All right. And also let's go on the bottom as Josh finds himself a nice Elspeth, which isn't going to match up super well with the board state currently.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make bees, you make, like, I'll block your human soldier, or your soldier token,
Right.
with 2 hornet's nests and make 2 tokens. So, for every 3 tokens you get, I'll get 2 1/1 flyers with Death Touch.
Josh gets rid of an Obzon charm. Interesting.
I feel like Josh is not going to have enough time to actually cast all these cards he's getting.
Yeah, it's weird because Josh has so many answers to Hornet Nest that don't actually do damage to it.
Yeah.
You know, like this thing's really good against the Goblin Rabble Master and stuff.
Oh,
right?
yes,
You
because
start
you just
spitting
block his
out
1/1
tokens.
token every
yeah,
turn.
every turn.
You just keep poking the nest.
Yeah.
I wonder what Caleb's hand. A third hornet nest.
Of course, it's another Hornet Nest.
And we were just
Why
talking
wouldn't
about how
it?
like he has utter end, but like, yeah, he could start actually taking out the hornet nest. But when Caleb's drawn 3,
Yeah.
Abzan Charm does not kill it. You might want to also start hitting a Johnny eventually because you do not want Josh to gain 100 life.
Right.
Oh,
This is where
that a
things get
whiff?
interesting because Caleb,
Yeah,
he bricked.
Josh bricked on the Johnny activation.
Wow. That doesn't happen very often, but he's still valuing out here.
He's
I
like, well,
guess he keeps
I have
that?
ultimate price and utter
So
end.
back
or,
to the-
Heroes Not Fallen utter end.
Yeah, back to the other end discussion. Is that starting to become a real play
It
here?
might be. What did his tokens do?
Like, so what he can do with Elspeth, if he's not under any pressure, is go for an ultimate, and then just fly over. So he has a long-term game plan to get around the 3 Hornet Nests as far as winning the game goes, but he's under pressure. And where are these bees are hitting Elspeth this time? He decided not to attack a Johnny last time and do a couple of damage to Josh, but I don't think he's got to be careful with that because if Josh is gaining, you know, a life every turn or two.
Here comes the murderous cut on
Okay,
one.
Murderous cut down one of them. All right.
And I think he has to utter end Heroes Not Fallen. He has to actually kill the other 2 bees.
I mean, I suppose they're just 1-for-1s.
Citizen Tactics is so good for him, though, because he can actually just fight his largest guy and make 1,000,000 bees.
Does he have a?
No, but I'm just saying in
okay.
general, I'm just
I was
really
saying
impressed with
would've
that
been
interaction.
insane, yeah. Yeah, that does seem to be the crux of it here. Death touch bees with Citizen Tactics. That's
Oh,
not
that's
bad
true,
either.
they
Just
fight?
mow down your board.
Oh, man, I want to play this deck on Magic Online now.
I do too. In fact, I gotta go. You can handle this, right?
Yeah, I got it. You're good. Let me know how it goes, and then
Alright.
we'll swap later.
Thoughtseize. That's gonna do 2 damage to Josh and not a whole lot else.
That was a shock. He shocked himself.
Shocked himself.
You just have to kill these Hornet Nest and attack, right?
It does feel like that's kind of where things are going. He also could just start killing the bees.
Oh, just a Rhino. Okay. I mean,
Rhino, he's also got mana.
Can you
up
just
still.
push all your bees in front of the Rhino next turn? I think what he's going to do is actually, Caleb is probably going to try to do that, push the 2 Hornet's Nests in front, and then Josh is going to kill both to get the 4 damage through. Yeah, and
So you're saying he's going to kill them both while blocks are still
correct.
happening?
So they still trample over.
And it looks like he's actually pumped up some soldiers here with his Ajani this time.
Yeah, you can tell he's getting ready to actually attack. So he has definite plans for the Hornet Nest.
Now, does Ajani ultimate at 7?
I believe it's 8.
7 or 8?
It's a high number.
Well, Ajani's at 7. It's at 8?
8,
Okay,
yeah.
Rashad confirms 8.
I actually, in an SCG Providence feature match, I was able to ultimate Ajani twice. We had to draw the game, and I was at 254 life.
Do you have another removal spell for that?
So
2 times? You're
we
insane.
went to time.
All right, and Josh McClain had set up the victory there, gets rid of both of them. That's going to enable the attack from the soldiers as well. And Caleb Durward, who had a pretty decent draw, but it ended up getting stripped away by Thoughtseize there. Like the Court of Calling never was able to come out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And things just kind of went downhill from there for Caleb. So he was able to stay alive for a long time thanks to the Hornet Nest, but never really able to go off.
I feel like Josh McClain did not expect to sit down in round 13 against triple Hornet Nest in the main deck.
I think you're right.
But if you guys are,
what do we have here?
If you guys are looking for tokens for your own cards, make your way out to MaxPoint events. We have author tokens of Conley Woods and Mike Flores currently. So if you're looking to pick up some tokens for your Sorens or for your Siddices or Empty the Pits, head on out. And all tokens are awarded to the players of the events. So you'll get some just for showing up.
I have a pair of those in my hand right now.
You do?
They're sweet.
Yeah, they look pretty good. I like them a lot.
I made you randomly pick who was going to die.
Yeah, first you made me pick the one I like, which I picked. I was like, I like Flores. I think this is a good one. And then you made me pick one randomly.
I didn't
picked
tell
Conley
you why.
Woods.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh look, I picked one of each. And you're like, no, this means Conley dies. And I was like, oh.
But it was kind of like he's already he's a zombie.
He's undead.
So he's undead.
Yeah.
Not like actual die, but undead.
Right.
But you did this. You're responsible for this now.
I know.
Yeah. So you
I
have
feel
to live
bad
with
about
that.
it.
Yeah.
And then Rashad picked as well, though. He also
picked
Conley.
Yeah, it's not Conley's day today. He's very undead today. Now, what does it say on the tombstone here?
On the tombstone of the Conley token, it says "Rip Land Death, 1993 to 2008, 15 years of mana screw."
So land death. That's a Conley thing.
Yeah, it's the whole crack fetch take 2 thing.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, so like there's this whole meme about surrounding Conley about like lands killing him.
Because he killed himself
Correct.
at the Pro Tour on accident.
So he's like trying to like.
Did you know that whole story? Actually, I don't know the details.
Yeah, he had 2 buys. So.
It's
I know the story. I don't know well enough to tell.
yeah,
on the
that's what I
air.
feel like. I feel like I don't know the story well enough.
Basically, he killed himself.
See, even he killed
He
himself.
got himself down to what ended up being a life total that his opponent could kill him at. And he was, and Conley was kind of feeling very confident, I think, before that moment. And he's just like, I'll just take this. Yeah, his opponent was mana screwed, but had the right spells to actually finish Conley.
In actuality, it
But
seems
also-
Conley was as well.
But also, isn't Land Death what Conley called like a lot of those decks he was building with like acidic
Yeah,
slime
probably.
and
I
that
think
kind of
that's true.
stuff? I think that was kind of one of his main.
What are you playing? I'm playing Land Death.
Land Death, kill you.
So what do we have in Caleb's sideboard? Maybe there's some saucy numbers here.
Remember acidic slime?
I miss Acidic Slime.
God, I love that card.
I know. Yeah, I miss like Rampant Growth. That was a long. I feel like they're not going to do it anymore.
Well, you get to play Font of Fertility, which is approaching rampant growth status.
But with so many comes into play tap lands on turn 1, that it's like.
You don't feel like you can crack it on
Nah,
turn 2
it's
often
just
enough?
it's too hard. That and like, if you miss it, then it's like you're wasting your 3rd turn. You know,
you might have
or-
to whittle down to 2 colors. To
Like
make that
they
work.
they kind of force you to play it on your 1st turn or not at all.
Right, if you want to get an actual rampant growth out of it. What about Embodiment of Spring?
What is this card? Can you read
We
this?
have a time extension.
That is a magma spray.
Okay.
Do you know how long?
Okay.
Barely.
Embodiment of spring?
Yeah. It's rampant growth guy.
It is rampant growth.
It has the same problem, though, that you just mentioned.
Not only that, but you have to actually tap it as well, so.
Yes. Yes. Turn
But it
one.
does block for a turn if they have like the red deck.
It's true.
You know, you gotta look for these
Small edges.
yeah, the small edges.
Gotta get the small
You gotta look for the incremental advantages.
Now, I'm not rooting for either player here, but I want to see Caleb Durward.
I want to see a
like,
hornet nest win.
I want to see so many tokens we can't fit them on the screen. I want
So
to
many
hear the
tokens,
buzzing
yes.
from here.
Yeah, I want this fictitious buzzing to be so loud that. Sand looks all right. I see a Nissa, a Courser, Sylvan Caryatid, which I'm never unhappy to have in my opener, so long as I have 2 lands.
All right. Looks like Josh, while up a game, is going to be down a card here. Shifting
The
over
old
to
going to
mulligan
6.
mode. Yep. But Caleb Durward will have nothing of it.
Caleb's on the play too.
Rashad says the sleeves are staring at you.
The eye of Jesk, the Jesk eye, if you will.
There's a lot of them.
10 eyes.
It's the eye
Which
of the
is
dragon.
actually 60. What do you think about? You think we're gonna see an Ugin Planeswalker in the next few sets?
Ugin Planeswalker. Is he a dragon?
I think so. The eye of Ugin, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually know what he is, but I'm going to say he's going to be just a big creature, like a big whatever. I don't know. That's.
I feel like there's been a lot of talk of going back to Zendikar. Like I don't know if it's just speculation.
Back to Zendikar?
Yeah, but because there's a lot of talk of time traveling and things like there's a lot of mysteries and stuff.
Okay.
People are actually thinking like Tarkir is Zendikar and something just happened or.
Ah,
You know,
that's kinda
it's
interesting.
very interesting. There's been a lot of like interesting discussions about flavor in terms of what could be happening in the future. And they love like R&D loves doing crazy stuff like that.
Oh, they love that.
Yeah, it's like their bread and butter. They love having twists.
Oh, you got to have a twist.
Is Josh going to?
He's going to 5.
5.
Yeah. I am curious how they're going to do twists with the new block structure, because instead of like being a 3-act,
It's
play
it's
or
2
whatever,
now.
it's 2. It's
So
kind of like
for
here's
storytelling
the thing and here's the other thing.
Yeah, you do miss an entire act. So
my,
you have
my
to.
favorite plot twist, Rise of the Eldrazi. They just win. Spoiler alert.
They just
They're just way
win.
bigger than anything.
And Phyrexian as well.
Also wins.
You're like, does Mirren? Do the Mirrens win or the Phyrexians win? No, Phyrexians win.
Phyrexians just totally
Mirrens are all
take
dead.
over. Yeah,
There are no Catmen left on there.
they're,
on
they're
Mirren.
poisoned.
At least you got good guys.
Yeah, the bad guys got to win sometimes, right?
Oh, Karn came out of it. He was liberated.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a good dude. That's probably one of my favorite Planeswalkers. That's actually probably one of my favorite Magic characters, I would say.
that is a not reasonable planeswalker once it's on the battlefield.
Correct. That is not a
That is
reasonable
very difficult
Planeswalker.
to beat.
Especially when you're
What's his loyalty?
playing
I'm
like.
at 10. Like, oh,
Oh, and I lose the card.
guess I'll attack it for 4.
Oh, you +4 it.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, okay.
and since we're playing Modern, you got it out on turn 3.
Right. All right, we're underway here, though. Josh McClain with
There's that carry added that we saw.
significantly fewer resources than Caleb to start the game, but maybe a Thoughtseize could help.
And a Thoughtseize.
All right, and it looks like a
That is a
pair
good
of coursers.
hand
Wow,
for
that's
Caleb.
a good hand. Yeah, a pair of coursers, a Nissa Worldwaker, and a Court of Calling. So Josh is going to have to figure out what he wants to strip away here.
So I don't think you take redundancy here. I don't think you take a Courser.
I don't think so either.
It's got to be Nissa or Cord. Cord is scary with double Courser because those are just essentially 2 more lands.
Yeah, he will have a little bit more time to deal with that. I think that Nissa is probably the most pressing threat, but Court of Calling being able to get just anything is a pretty big
Yeah,
game too.
especially when you're Josh and you don't know exactly what one of Caleb is playing.
Right. And
Yep.
there's a Courser of Krufix,
Saw that.
revealing a Stormbreath Dragon,
now
and
Josh knows
not
about that
a
guy.
lot of great news here for Josh McClain. He's going to play Wooded Foothills, but I'm assuming he wants to draw that.
Yeah,
Stormbreath.
not only that, but like next turn, if you don't have a land on top, you can crack the Wooded Foothills to try to get a land. So I think he might just
He
crack
found
it
a
here.
Hornet Nest, and being under no pressure, I wouldn't be surprised if he got rid of the Hornet Nest.
And that lets him also try for another land on top,
Yeah.
which he does not have right now. No, or he just,
Oh.
or he still might. Oh, he
He
did
did.
have another land. I didn't even see that. But now he just gains infinite life.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Gains 2 from the Wooded Foothills. He cracks it for 1 and gains another 2. So he nets 3 life from 1 Wooded Foothills.
I
That's
can't
no
imagine
joke.
that he wants a Hornet Nest, though, right? Like,
It doesn't feel like
doesn't he
it.
just start slamming dragons in Court of
1, 2,
Callings
3, 4,
for
5, 6. He has
ridiculous threats?
7 things to tap for a Court of Calling.
Okay.
So you could actually get something for 4. Yeah, I would just shuffle the Hornet's Nest away, to be honest with you.
He might do that. He still can.
Because then you can see what you get, and if you like that, you can keep it. If not, you can shuffle it again. So like it's almost like a Sensei's Divining Top right now, with
All
2
right.
fetch lands in play.
It's kind of insane.
Correctoring Upkeep.
There it goes.
Yeah, seems fine.
So Josh McClain got one of the mulligans out of the way here by playing an Obson Charm to draw a couple of cards, and now he's got 4 mana on the battlefield and 5 cards in hand. Like, he's actually in business.
Yeah, it seems like you're just playing a regular game now.
Right now, the problem is that he's just so far behind on board.
Correct.
So he needs to find a way to
And he knows
rectify that.
And he knows about Caleb's.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's probably going to keep that.
All he's done is just reveal straight up gasoline every single time.
And Chandra's going to light the gasoline on fire.
And he even hits a land now that
That's-
it's in his main phase
I'll play
because
this.
Mize.
Gain 2.
And he finds
Elvish
an
Mystic.
elf, yeah.
Which he probably will shuffle away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, still 7. No, he's at 8 now, so he could actually Court of Calling for 5 if he wanted to.
So I guess he's just going to play Chandra this turn then?
I would imagine so, yeah. It's a great opportunity for it. He has no pressure from Josh McClain.
Yeah.
And he can actually play it for 0, draw the Elvish Mystic, and just play it. Which is just fine.
Mize. All right. Now he's going to find out if Josh has a Hero's Downfall in his hand right away, and he doesn't. He finds a Drown in Sorrow, which kills 1 creature.
Yeah, that's not really what you want to be seeing if you're Josh.
You can't blame Josh for bringing it in.
Especially when you saw triple Hornet Nest in the first game.
And Drown is a beautiful answer to that.
Deals no damage, gets rid of the O2s. I'm pretty sure if I'm Caleb, I shuffle this Temple of Triumph away, Temple of Abandon away.
So, like, he's got all the mana he needs. He just wants gas.
Yeah,
like
like
he
it
could
just
gain
doesn't
some
do
life
anything for
and
you.
try to find another card with it because it does scry, but I think I just don't want it.
And
Yeah.
being able to Chandra the Courser of Crufix and make it not able to block, that's
actually big.
very valuable here.
Wow, that's 5 damage
Yeah,
he's
it
going
puts
to get
him
in as
and
opposed to 2.
Chandra does 1 by herself, so it
Yeah.
puts Josh to 4.
Wow, so he gets in for 6 instead of 2 because of Chandra.
Caleb's actually just probably going to play Stormbreath Dragon and win this turn.
Actually, yeah, that's exactly lethal,
Yeah, it would
right?
be
2, 4,
it's
2, 4,
tensies.
6, 10. Yeah, you're right. And with 1
And there's
mana
a Citizen
from Josh,
Tactics.
there's nothing he can do.
Citizen Tactics would actually also win the game. It would pump all his guys +1/+1. And it looks like he would be 1 green shot. Oh, no, he just taps Sylvan Carry added. Because I think the...
He doesn't need it, though, right?
Yeah, no, he doesn't need
2,
it.
4, 5, he's at... There we go. That's going to do it. So
Josh,
we are gonna
Josh
get a
knows
game
what's
3.
going on.
Now, that was interesting, too, here for Caleb Durward. We saw a bunch of kind of crazy, funky, weird, Hornet Nest, Court of Calling, but he also just played great spells and beat down that game.
Yeah, that
And
was
much more
literally just a
straightforward.
red-green like mid-range list that you're playing right there. He didn't need the tricks like Citizen Tactics. He didn't need Court of Calling. He just literally played efficient creatures. And the Courser of Crufix game he was playing, where he could like see what he's got on top, see if he likes it. If not, shuffle it away. Try to get a land, if he needs a land. Try to get a spell if he needs a spell. It's actually great. I think the Wooded Foothills and the Courser of Crufix interaction is just superb.
Yeah, that was a big game for him because he definitely had 2 pretty blankish looking draws coming
Yeah.
up, right? The Hornet Nest, when you're way ahead, isn't what you want, and then he had a land that he just didn't need, so he was able to improve 2 different draw steps, or at least give himself a shot at doing so with the Wooded Foothills. So
And
great stuff.
You can tell no shuffling shenanigans took place as Caleb flipped over a Chandra Pyromaster, not what Josh wanted to see.
Right.
And that actually won him the game. Like, preventing Courser from blocking and dealing a point is...
It shut the door on the game,
Big
no doubt
game.
about that, yeah. I see Raymond Perez Jr. back there.
I think he's just playing
He looks happy.
Solitaire.
Like, if I had to guess, I'd say he won his round.
Yeah, I would too, actually. So, winner of this goes to 11-2.
It is 2-0 for Raymond Perez Jr. I can read it. I have to get at a weird angle
Yeah,
from the
you did.
monitor.
It's-
And
which
my
is
head
kinda
was
funny.
almost completely on the table, but I
'Cause
could read it.
It felt like you were doing the thing like when kids play video games and you're trying to like see around the corner, but you can't because it's
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, we do that. Yeah, that happens all like when you're trying to look at somebody's hand.
Yeah, and you're like, hold on, I can't see. Oh wait, that's
Me and Rashad have a theory that it actually does help.
interesting.
It's not true.
We just tell ourselves
Yeah.
this.
So there's Raymond Perez. You see he's got his Brainstorm Brewery shirt on. That's a popular podcast.
I've
But
not
he-
listened to the Brainstorm Brewery.
Yeah, he's on there every once in a while as a guest.
I like that he got the shirt. He's like, I'll wear your shirt, guys.
Yeah, he supports the show. You might like it
We have a yeah.
as a vendor on
Interesting.
TCGplayer.com. They talk about that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
you can get some
Maybe I'll take a
some
listen
useful
and
info.
see. Yeah, and see what they have to offer.
Yeah.
What about the Limited Resources podcast? You ever heard
Terrible. No,
that? It's just those guys.
bunch of hot air blowhards just love to hear the sound of their own voice. Never
Right.
listen to that shit.
I'm gonna start a podcast called Ample Resources. That's
Well, Luis Scott Vargas has the rights to unlimited resources already booked.
Whoa.
So.
you should just literally start a million resources,
Yeah.
X resources podcasts, and just
So
come up with all of them.
people don't know the extent to his trollness.
LSV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
go
goes
on.
deep. For example, I have many, but I will only provide you with one at this juncture. We did a special show on the podcast where it was the 241 episode 241. So we kind of celebrated, and we figured, well, who cares about episode 200? It's the 2-for-1 episode.
Yeah,
right?
that's
So we thought that was fun, and I asked a few people that had been on the show a bunch of times to just to record like a few seconds of like whatever they wanted. Hey, congratulations, or make fun of us, or whatever. I told them what the blank slate. And that was where Luis decided that he was going to announce unlimited resources with him and Ben Stark, which doesn't exist, but
Perfect.
that's what he used it for, a commercial.
oh
on the
man,
show.
that's excellent.
Yeah, which was pretty good.
Especially because Ben Stark knows his way around some limited games.
He certainly does. All right, so here's Thoughtseize.
And what do you think if you're
turn
Joshua?
two.
You see a Hornet Nest, a Crater's Claw, a Courser, and a Pelucranos.
I mean, I think
And
Courser's
2
the
mountains.
default pick just because going ahead, it's the one that can get you the most value. And I'm
Right.
assuming that Josh has an answer to Pelucranos in his hand.
And it's not the same. It's not a threat of the same caliber as like. Hornet Nest isn't a threat of the same caliber as Courser, so it's just
Yeah.
you can just let him play Hornet
Like
Nest.
if
sit on
Josh
it.
has a really aggressive draw, then he could consider taking it. But the problem is that Courser blanks a lot of stuff too. So
Oh yeah, definitely, and it also, I mean, like you said, it fixes your mana. It essentially draws you cards.
right,
So-
it hits from a different angle than the other creatures. So there's a Drown in Sorrow for McLean.
So yeah, he left the Hornet Nest in the hand. Now
And
the
it's
Pelucranos
still
is
going to
gonna
be
get hit.
there. Yep, Pelucranos.
There's a cord
There's a
pulling.
cord. Now that actually gets interesting. We haven't gotten a great look at Josh's hand. This is going to depend on if Josh already has an answer for Pelucranos in hand or not.
I see a Wingmate Rock in Josh's hand and a Siege Rhino, so those are both pretty good.
All right, it doesn't look like he's got an answer for the biggest of Hydras, so he's going to get rid of that. No worlds will be eaten on Josh McLean's watch, but there it
See a
is.
Hornet
Shields
Nest.
are up.
Yep. And we know Josh does have the Drown in Sorrow, but he doesn't have a double black.
No, he doesn't. I don't know if he feels a hurry to do it anyway. But if he doesn't have a great play, I think his play this turn is Courser.
Yeah, well, he gets to play a land this turn too, so he could actually just play Siege Rhino. Like
Oh.
the Windswept Heath was in play, he's just cracked it this turn.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think he has a fourth land.
Oh, so this is actually a very important flip here. Huh? Oh. Untapped, too. Not that it matters this turn, but nice.
The luckiest of the luckies.
Finds another Courser, so the grind continues.
Yep, and now he has double black sources for Hero's Downfall.
Oh, nice one there for Caleb,
That
though.
was a nice one.
Hiding on top of his library, safe from Thoughtseize, is Xenagos the Reveler.
I like that.
It's party time.
I
He's
like
got
that
all the old school
Caleb
tokens.
used sheep for bees, and now he's using Pegasus for satyrs.
You like that? I don't like that. It's
Well,
confusing to me.
Well, I was using like loosely, like
It was more like you noticed
more like
it.
that's fascinating that he's using sheep for bees.
Yeah, I mean, the things with wings should probably
should
have
be the flying
Yeah.
tokens, and the docile sheep could be the satyrs.
Yeah. Oh well. No attack though, because that Courser Crewfix is sitting on defense. It's going to pass a turn back to Josh, who has found his Siege Rhino and another one on top of his library as well. So pretty nasty.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that they come in multiples all the time.
They're on the buddy system?
Yeah, they definitely travel in packs.
There's a lot of
Siege Rhino is a
evidence.
pack animal.
There's a lot of evidence for that. So that's 2 Crater's Claws now for Caleb?
Without Ferocious, though, it's not going to kill that Siege
Yeah,
Rhino
no.
or that Courser Crewfix.
No.
Well, if Caleb plays lane, it can kill a Courser.
All right, now he can kill a Courser if he wants. And I don't know, Josh has another one in his hand.
But you notice that Josh has missed at least 1 land drop because he had 4 last turn. Now he still has 4. So Josh has no land in the hand. Caleb knows that.
Yes. Killing Courser would be pretty nice. But also Caleb Durwart's got Chord of Calling, and he can chord for 4 right now. And, who knows what he's got? Maybe a Pelucranos. He can chord for 5 now? He's making mana.
gonna chord here.
Oh, he's making
Crater's
mana for
Claws. That's
Crater's
perfect.
Claws.
No, my nest.
He's Crater's Clawsing his own Hornet Nest.
Oh my god.
Oh, but Josh has the Drown in Sorrow, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Wow, he
makes
just
me-
comboed off, but it's going to be all for naught. It's even going to kill the Satyr, and then Xenagos is going to die.
No,
Not
'cause-
quite.
Yeah,
It'll
not
only
yet.
take 2.
It'll take 2 because of the
Still.
Drown, but
Still. That's disgusting. He Crater's Clawed his own Hornet
there's
Nest.
a part of me that hopes you're wrong about the Drown in Sorrow. There's a
Yes.
Look, see? This is
yeah,
what I mean.
wow.
Look at these
pack
pack
animal
animals.
Indeed, yeah. Also, the part of you that hopes I was wrong about the Drown and Sorrow, I think just died.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
All right.
You're going to have to let that one go.
Oh, God.
Now, does he have double black? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the
darn
Drown.
it.
Yeah, he got the second black was literally the Caves of Aquilus that was just on top from the Courser.
Right.
Man, oh, man.
Savage.
Oh, man. So Drown in Sorrow not only killed the Hornet Nest, it also discarded a Crater's Claws from Caleb Durward's hand, essentially.
Effectively, yeah. I mean, Caleb's playing a high variance strategy there, but by sinking 2 cards in to make what's effectively like a big Hornet Queen.
And if I'm Caleb, I don't know if I'd assume my opponent brings in Drown in Sorrow just for my Hornet Queen.
Man,
Or
after
my
showing him
Hornet
the
Nest.
3 nests, I would assume it.
Maybe.
Now, do you assume that every Obzon deck has Drown and Sorrow on the board, though?
No, again, that's not an assumption I would make
I
either.
wouldn't either.
So I think you're fighting like 2 different percentages. Like, 1, he has to actually have Drown in Sorrow. 2 is he has to bring it in
Yeah, it's
against.
true.
Because as far as Josh knows,
He can chord in response,
chord in
but what does he get
response.
with it? He's got 1,
Let's
2, 3,
see if we can
4 he can chord for. I guess he can get Pelucranos.
He can get a Pelucranos. He can get a Stormbreath Dragon.
I don't think he can get Stormbreath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he can only chord for 4 here, I believe. Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
he has 7, correct.
Okay.
Um,
End step he's courting because Josh passed.
what? I don't understand.
I think Josh.
Maybe killing the Xenagos?
Yeah, he has
And then-
yes. God,
Oh,
it could
Ash Cloud Phoenix.
be interesting. Although
That's
it also
a saucy number
pseudo dies to.
A little bit better with all the mana.
To Drown in
Drown.
Sorrow. Gets a 2/2 out of it.
They remove the spell.
And then he
He
has
does.
5 actual mana, so he can actually
Start
play another
flipping it
land. Yeah, he can just start doing the chain.
The problem is those Siege Rhinos are going to add up. Remember, he's got a 1 in his hand and 1 on
And
top
the
of his library too.
Yeah, you're correct. You're not incorrect.
All right.
Hero's
And this is
Downfall on this
before
guy.
he gets to activate it. Hero's Downfall is going to take down Z Planeswalker, and so you can see that Josh is
But
trying
Josh
to set
is
himself
taking
up.
10 damage this turn.
Yes.
So dead otherwise.
And he can't play Drown in Sorrow next turn and play Siege Rhino.
No, he cannot.
Like, it's going to...
Like
Take
this
him
will
some
add
time.
up for sure. And
Oh.
a Crater's Claws. Wow,
And-
I wonder if Caleb was just going for the win next turn.
He can actually kill the Siege Rhino here, which is interesting.
I wonder if he's just starting to think about aiming the Crater's Claws
As a
at
face.
the old dome there.
Maybe.
Like if he still had Xenagos here, he could have just killed Josh, right?
Well,
He
okay,
attacks
Josh
for
is at
this.
8, and he can actually Caleb can Crater's Claws for 7 here,
Yeah.
thanks to the
But
Phoenix.
if he had Xenagos, he could have done it for 15 or
Oh,
whatever.
man.
Yeah. So
I don't think
Crater's
Josh
Claws-
knows how close he is to death
I don't
right
think he
now.
does either. He's taking a line where, he's trying to make the board completely clear, but with him having the Siege Rhino and the Courser of Crewfix by killing the Planeswalker and then wiping the board.
But here's the thing.
He's going to take so much damage it might be too
Wait,
much.
hold on. If he drowns in Sorrow?
So this is, wait a minute, 1, 2,
It's
3,
7.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No, because it's 5x is 5, and then it adds 2.
Oh, X is 5. Oh, you're right. Sorry.
So
I
here's the
counted wrong.
thing.
Go ahead.
Josh McClain drowns in Sorrow, right? Caleb gets to flip over the morph because Josh doesn't have any extra mana,
And just pay
and then
for
it deals 2.
Yep.
And then that kills Josh.
So it needed to be.
That was
the,
that was insane.
Wow, that was crazy.
I didn't think Caleb had to win that turn. I thought Josh was going to wipe his board.
I did not think he had it either.
That Creator's Claw's on his Hornet Nest
Yes.
for the 6 tokens. I feel like the hero's downfall was the misplay.